back in the book of Enoch, chapter 19, it says, "And Uriel, who's an archangel, said to me, He shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms of defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be judged till they are made an end of." And in the Bible there's lots of references to the hosts of heaven as angels. In Kings it says, "And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left," right there, the angels in 2 Kings. "And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worshipped all the hosts of heaven, and served Baal. And they caused their sons and daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger." And in Acts, book of Acts, says, "Then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven." Now here's a picture of a demon that Aleister Crowley summoned up in a witchcraft ritual designed specifically to summon up a demon, and this is the thing that he got way back in 1919. And then it looks remarkably like these things, which are the grey aliens, the things that people reckon flying around, the flying saucers, and these are the things that a lot of people are getting abducted by and saying they're visiting them, and rah rah rah. The New Agers call them Nephilim. The New Agers believe that these are part of the mob that are coming back to enlighten mankind and save us from destroying ourselves and all this sort of stuff. But they're only demonic entities, whether they're genetically made by the fallen angels to house demonic presences or whatever. Who knows? I don't know, but you know, I wouldn't trust one as far as I could kick it. Here we go. Back in 1947, Roswell in New Mexico, over in America. One of these flying saucers crashed, and they covered it all up and just said it was a weather balloon, but it caused a great hoo-ha. It's still, people are still talking about it today. And here we have some mobs flogging off alien heads for, you got $140 and you can have one sitting in your lounge room, or you'd want to throw rocks at it, wouldn't you? I would anyway. I wouldn't have it in my house. Then you've got the crop circle phenomenon that they appear in crops, and they appear overnight, and no one knows where they're coming from, who's doing them. And they're just fantastic designs, some of them. These two jokers here reckon they're the ones doing it.
2 over 60s called Dave and Doug claim all it takes to make a corn circle are 2 old planks, a couple of lengths of rope, and some imagination. With a stout pair of boots and some gusto, the crop can be laid down in no time at all. Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley say over 13 years they've made more than 100 circles that have fooled scientists the world over.
There, whoa.
We wanted to make the UFO societies think that a UFO had landed, you see. And after a few years, they didn't know whether to believe it or not. And as the years rolled by, we started doing certain patterns. And as you see today, we've got quite complicated in them.
Even if Doug and Dave's claims are true, it doesn't mean all corn circles are fakes. One counterfeit coin doesn't make every coin false. But one thing's sure, they've enjoyed it.
To be in an English cornfield in the middle of summer at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning is the majority of people wouldn't know what we were talking. Absolutely beautiful.
There's no traffic, there's no human beings, there's no nothing. There's a full moon in the sky, lovely starry night.
With your cheese rolls and your beer, what's better?
Oh, I think Dave and Doug had a couple of cheese rolls too many myself. Here we have the bottom picture here is a blow up of the top picture. It was in an Egyptian tomb or a mine, or it's Egyptian anyway, and you see these looks like a helicopter here and a plane and spaceship there, really like things you can recognise anyway pretty easily. Then the next picture is a painting that was done in 1486 about when the angel Gabriel came down to tell Mary she was going to have the baby Jesus. These things have been around for a while, whatever they are. Here's another one, a religious picture done in the 15th century. And look down the bottom corner, every man his dog seen this, whatever it was. You got two Dutch ships they painted or drew what they seen in the 17th century on one of their travels. And this is a weird one. You got the crucifixion, it's called, of Jesus. It was painted in 1350, and up in the top right corner and the top left corner are these two blow-ups on the bottom. But one's chasing the other one, or what's going on here, you know? This is way back 1350 these things were getting painted. So what's happening? Here's another one. This is the baptism of Jesus, painted in 1710. It's another, they're drawing alien craft or whatever. I don't know what's going on. And as the Bible says in Matthew 24, the prophecies of Jesus that talks about the end of the world. But as the days of Noah were, so shall be the coming of the Son of Man. So whatever happened in the days of Noah with the Nephilim, the fallen angels breeding, whatever was going on, the real heavy duty stuff, Jesus may be saying it's going to happen again. And I bet the disciples freaked out because they had access to the book of Enoch. They knew exactly what he meant. So we're in for some heavy duty goings on.